Hey everybody, this is Lotus of Lotus Mystic Haven, LLC. I am a diviner. I'm also a naturopathic doctor. I specialize in therapy as well, life coaching, etc., etc., etc. So I also make products, and you can visit me at www.lotusmhaven.co. You can also follow me on all platforms at Lotus Mystic Haven on Facebook, Lotus Mystic Haven on Instagram, Lotus Mystic Haven on TikTok, and also subscribe to the channel here on YouTube as well. Like, comment, and share. Thank you. So today we're going to definitely be getting into spirit messages, seeing what spirit has for us, any advice that they might give. If you have seen a couple of other the videos from last week, week before, they're definitely insightful. I hope they helped in so many different ways. I know a lot of people did tell me it resonated with them. So as always, take what resonates and what doesn't, discard it. If you need to have deeper insight or you want to know personally what's going on with you, you can always book me on my website. If you need the link, you can follow me on Instagram. Get to the link quicker, as well as Facebook. The link is always there, and it's provided. I only do scheduling now, specifically from my website. So what is the general message for the people? This deck was definitely working for me. Oh, there we go. And then it had stopped, and I think it's because I got oil, and I realized that somehow or another I got oil on my cards, and it's probably because of a coconut that I was using. But that's neither here nor there. As long as they're going to get this sliding today, we should get the messages in. What is the message for the people? Let's see how many cards they're going to give us today. Can you give me 4 more? No, that's way too many. That didn't come out right. Okay, we'll take these, because it definitely seems like that's where the message is going. Can you give me 2 more? And again, if you guys are asking me for this deck, it is called the Omi deck. O-M-I. You have to purchase this deck directly through the person who created them. The person's name is Akila Shani. That is who created this deck. Okay, so the first thing that comes out, which is showing soul ties. And this is like so many connections. And soul ties doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have sexual relations connected to someone to actually have a soul tie. Soul ties could be through bonds or relationships that have been built over time, and have emotionally entangled in some sort of way. And so through some of these connections could cause hurt, pain, turmoil, and it could be dealing with family, friends, even romantic partners. And so what they're saying is there's some things that do need to be separated, unweaved, untangled, to be able to get a fresh start, to be able to get those blessings that you've been desiring to have, but you've been having a hard time separating. So some of you could definitely serve from some cut and clear work, or either needing to take a walnut bath, cord cutting, some sort of separation from this type of connection that you guys have been having. In some way it is toxic, in some way it can be hurtful, it can be painful. Sometimes, especially dealing with family, it could cause you to feel as if like, I don't want to disconnect because I don't want to separate from my family, don't want to hurt them. But if you've been repeating this cycle to where it is hurting you, then who's important? It's better to put you first in this certain situation, because it's been causing more harm than good. And with the cycle card comes out as showing that there's been repetitive cycles being repeated over and over again, to the place that you're not learning. It's actually detrimental to you. In order for you to learn something, you need to separate, disconnect from it, so that you can be able to thrive, to have a clear mind, to have the understanding that you need to be able to move forward. Some of these relationships could definitely be connected to a soul family. So this could be a spiritual house. It can be a Ile. It can be a Laku. It could be, you might be with a meditation group, or you might be with some sort of other, practice or whatever, or a cult, whatever. In some sort of way, whatever this soul family is to you. It could be close friends, people that you have met over time, that you just generated this, love or infinity for this person or people. But there's something toxic within this relationship that needs to be shifted. There needs to be some sort of clarity within the relationship, as far as like how you need to move on, how you need to disconnect, how you need to avoid, from being in further conflict before it really gets out of hand. Some of these are mirror reflections. So, if it's dealing with jealousy of some sort, it could be that they might be feeling as if they're in competition with you because you have something that they don't have, and they're trying to figure out how to get there, but they don't know how. So the only way that they know how is to be envious of you, or to be jealous of you, or to become very competitive with you. Now, there's healthy competition, and there's also negative competition. So, but in some way, what this is saying, and that is that it has gotten so out of hand that it's become negative competition, and it's very unhealthy. So it is time for you to elevate, and in a way for you to elevate is to disconnect from it, so that you can personally heal for yourself, and they can figure out their own healing. It doesn't have to deal with you. It has to deal with them figuring it out for themselves. If you already know, some of you this already know that you were supposed to be disconnected from them, or you were supposed to be separated from them, so that you can continue on your own healing journey, because there are other things that you need to give your attention to, that you have to pay close attention, so that you can be able to heal those spaces. Because there are blessings, and just because we are healers at the end of the day doesn't mean that we have to heal everybody. Everybody who, doesn't want healing. Some people, they would rather sit and stay in the mess, and that to them is good for them. It benefits them. But to be honest, to be fair, that, some people are lost, and because they don't want the help, they're not ready to receive it. And so therefore you cannot help them. The only person that you can help, that you can heal in this moment, is you right now. So you in this moment are damaged and wounded, and it could be because of this relationship. So you need to, work on that and focus on that, so that you can heal from that situation. But then there are other things layered into it that you also need to work on and to heal from as well, so you can be able to move forward. It's going to take you to be more in your masculine energy versus your feminine energy. So using more of your logic versus your intuition. And sometimes if things are off balance and you're not using logic, it makes you thrown off balance, and it makes it hard for you to be able to listen to your intuition fully, because you're thinking out of emotion. So Spirit is saying in this space is to use logic versus using your intuition, because something may be off there, because you are using more of your emotions versus using the logic that you have, because you already know there's something there that has to be cut. There's something there that has to be separated from you, so that you can be able to move forward. And again, it seems like some of these things that, are going on, or whatever Spirit is trying to show you, and it could be that you are working with this man, and this man who is in your energy could be old, like very old. It could be, as the card says, ancient. But it could be that this person has more understanding, more logic, and sees beyond what that point is, and they're trying to pour into you to help you get where you need to be. And they need you to understand from a place, because they're trying to work with you. Let's get a clarity. Give me a clarity card. A message. They gave me 2. Okay, well, they gave me 3. Okay, because some of you aren't operating in your leadership energy. Some of you aren't operating from a leadership mindset. And some of you need to be going in and thinking in the perspective of a leader. And this even could be dealing with work related issues as well. And so what Spirit is saying is like, if you start to think like one and act like one, then guess what? The rest will follow suit. You won't have to, deal with people who are worker bees, because you're not a worker bee. You're somebody who can lead the pack, but you're not acting or thinking from the space of a leader. And that's the energy that you need to be in. You need to act, you need to evolve, and really operate from this space. Again, look, this is the confirmation. Emotional. Some of you are overly emotional. You need to get grounded. You're making decisions from an emotional standpoint versus thinking from a logical standpoint or a leadership place. And that's detrimental to you. So take a step back, take a beat, so that you can resolve what needs to be resolved and also have the clarity that you need. There's blockages, and that's because of these connections that are toxic are causing you blockages, whether it's from work related issues, relationship, and both interpersonal and personal relationships that are causing you. Could be from a spiritual family that is also causing you some blockages to where you cannot get where you need to be. Do not let these things keep you blocked. The way to get past this is to be able to step one into your leadership role, into your true healing calling, listening to your ancestors or to this elder spirit who is trying to lead you to the place where you need to be and get past this blocked energy to have a better life. It could be causing you some health issues. The life card is at the bottom of the deck, and this is basically saying, like, if and think about, in life, have you learned certain things, from past relationships or whatever? If some of you probably have already learned this lesson, but now you're repeating the cycle again. It's like, have you really learned this lesson? Are you really anchored? And even looking at this tree, this means that you need to be grounded instead of working. There's a lot of green cards, so some of you definitely need to heal. Especially healing the heart chakra. That could be one. Not speaking up for yourself. There's a lot of blue cards here too, which means that it's connected to your throat chakra. Could be having some issues. Maybe there's some jaw stiffness or tightness or soreness that's there. That is a sign that you're not operating fully in utilizing your throat chakra, speaking your truth, speaking up the way that you need to, or you could be overly using it to the point where you're speaking things out of emotion, out of anger. Anger is an emotion, so we're talking about speaking from a place where it's not fully balanced, it's not fully grounded. However, what Spirit is saying, it's time to make some changes and make some final decisions for you to get where you need to be, and a part of that is separating from this toxicity. Okay? So, let us see what else Spirit has to say. And I'm going to use Charming Fools and True Lovers card, Oracle cards, just to see what else comes up. And of course, I always tell people I use this deck in 2 ways. And that's just me, so everybody reads differently. That's just the way I do, okay? Yeah, the first thing that comes out, the player card. Dealing with somebody, we're talking about direct relationships, dealing with somebody who is a player. Some of y'all know y'all being played. Some of y'all know y'all in a triangular relationship and need to be out of it. Y'all not paying attention or listening to the signs or seeing the red flags to be able to, identify that this is not a long-term relationship. This is a short-term relationship meant for you to have fun. And this card says he'll light up your world and vanish like a candle in the wind. As quick as it come in, as quick as it goes out. It's for he here for a short time, not a long time. He here to have some fun, and that's it. And that energy is saying like that's how quick it will be. This energy, like some of you been sitting in this energy, and it wasn't supposed to last this long. It was supposed to be an in and out type of thing, but your emotions got involved. Golly, I can't get my words together. Your emotions got overly involved, and now you can't separate it. You just continuously being stuck in this cycle, or continue to be played. Some of you might need to watch out for friendships and things like that. Where these people are trying to play you. They're trying to play in your face. Stop letting them play in your face. And being pretending like you in love with this person pretending like they in love with you. They got their acting game on. And y'all letting them. You just want to go along for the soap opera, for the telenovela, whatever you want to call it. Maybe you in there. But you confused, you being bamboozled. And Spirit is like, you need to take off those rose-colored shades and really see things for what they truly are. Some of y'all really like this dramatization, but Spirit is like, you need to act from a place of confidence and not being in this space of being wounded and really acting out of emotions. Some of y'all like the spotlight of drama. Let's just be real. You gotta keep it real with yourself. All right, so let's see. The priest card comes up, and again, like we said, this could be dealing with, like either a spiritual house, dealing with some type of spiritual family. And this doesn't have to necessarily be a spiritual house. It could just be, connections of people that you feel like are soul family. But some of you, are trying to elevate yourself, and that may be a good direction for you, but some of you might need to find a new house, new spiritual house. Some of you might need to find a different soul family, because this could have been a fake soul family. This could have been one that, it might have looked the part, but it just wasn't it. It was all pretend, maybe it was just to get you to a certain place of where you needed to be so that you could elevate in the sense of, operating of going in the direction of where you should be. Let's say it that way. Some of you could be in a relationship or dealing with doctors. It could be even, dealing with hospitals, doctors, and maybe you might need to change your doctor. Maybe you might need to change the doctor of your animal. Because these people are not really personally doing right, or the animal isn't clicking with them. And if the animal isn't clicking with them, or the animals aren't clicking with them, that means that it's not healthy for them. So this reading could not have been about you. It could have been about a pet. It could be about a kid. You know what I'm saying? The animals are kids, are kids too. At the end of the day, some of you may not agree with that, but that is your own perspective. On mine, that's mine. Because can't nobody tell me about my JoJo. Because that's my son at the end of the day. And you mess with him, you messing with me. Okay? And I'm a crazy mama. All right. But, some of you could be either trying to find out or navigate in the direction of where you're trying to go career-wise. And some of you might be going to be veterinarians. Some of you might be on your path to priesthood. Some of you could be on your path to being actresses or producers or talent managers and things like that, and could be juggling multiple people at the same time. But so you might need to get a little bit more grounded so that you'll have the space to understand the task at hand. And if it's school, you have to get balanced so that you can be able to go to school to focus on the things that you need to focus on. Okay, so I hope this helps. I hope this makes sense to you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all platforms. That is on Instagram, Lotus Mystic Haven. TikTok, Lotus Mystic Haven. On Facebook, Lotus Mystic Haven. All right, I hope you have a great and wonderful day. Again, please share. Sharing is caring.